ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to This Week in Film. This week we're going to be talking about the movie news that happened in this past week. Week in box office, movie and show reviews, what I'm watching in movies and shows coming out this week. On 3 days, I think, 3 days, I'm going to be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, so expect on Thursday night for my full review of Deadpool and Wolverine to be dropped here on the channel. Very excited to see this movie. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds returning, and they're going to be joining the MCU, so yeah, very excited for that. Stay tuned for my review coming next week. Let's move straight into movie news. First up, this came out a while ago, but Gladiator 2 dropped its first trailer. Gladiator 2 stars Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, and Joseph Quinn, and it looks really good. And actually, it broke some viewing records for Paramount. So the most viewed trailer in the first 24 hours for any Paramount movie ever was the Top Gun Maverick trailer, and this one absolutely destroyed the previous record. So now Gladiator 2 is Paramount's most viewed trailer of all time, which is pretty crazy. In this past week, well, we've talked about Deadpool and Wolverine a lot on this channel, and they dropped the final what they're calling the final trailer for this movie, and it focuses more on Wolverine this time around. And honestly, it looks really good, except for that they spoiled one key character returning. If you have not watched this TV spot, have not watched this final trailer, do not watch it before seeing the movie. And the trailer shows, this is about to be a spoiler, X-23, Daphne King returning as X-23, or Laura from Logan. This is a pretty massive spoiler that I wish I had not seen before the movie came out, but I'm excited that she is in this movie. This past week, I actually watched Logan for the first time to prepare for Deadpool and Wolverine, so I actually will have a review of that in a few minutes. But that trailer was pretty crazy, showing Daphne King returning as X-23/Laura. The last piece of movie news we're going to be covering in this episode, is Twisters box office. So, Twisters is a new movie I also saw this past week, and it's a very good movie. We'll get more in my review later, but this movie was projected to make $45 to $55 million this weekend, and it shattered expectations, making $80.5 million, making that have the third biggest opening weekend of the year, only behind Dune Part 2 with $82 million, and Inside Out 2 at $154 million. So after that, let's go into the box office. Twisters made $80.5 million. We went over that for $123 million total. Despicable Me 4 in its third weekend dropped 45%, and it made another $23.8 million. Its domestic total is at $259 million, which is already better than Despicable Me 1 and Despicable Me 3. and it is at a worldwide total of 574 million. And then in third place we have Inside Out 2, and its sixth weekend, making another, or dropping 35% from last weekend, making another $12 million. It's at a total of 1,443,000,000. It's about $10 million from becoming it's about $10 million away from becoming the biggest animated movie of all time, which is quite insane. Inside Out 2, or Inside Out, doesn't really seem like a movie you would think would be the biggest animated movie of all time, but either today or tomorrow, it's going to become the biggest animated movie of all time. Also, very close to being $2 million behind Barbie from last year, so very close to reaching that. Number 4, we have Long Legs, dropping 47.8% in its second weekend. Made another $11.7 million at a total of $47 million. And then in number 5, we have A Quiet Place Day 1, which made another $6.1 million, dropping 46.3% from last weekend. In its fourth weekend, it's at a total of $241 million. And yeah, so we added this new segment last week, which is the box office predictions for upcoming weeks by Box Office Pro. So Deadpool and Wolverine obviously comes out this weekend, and it is supposed to make anywhere from 180 million to 220 million, which is quite insane for this movie. Then the weekend after that, Harold and the Purple Crayon is supposed to make $8 million to $12 million. Not too excited for that movie, but a movie I am excited for is M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, which comes out that same day, and it's projected to make $15 to $25 million. And then It Ends With Us and Borderlands come out on the same weekend. It Ends With Us is supposed to make 20 to 35 million, and Borderlands is supposed to make 10 to 20 million. And then Alien Romulus, which is that new Alien movie, produced by 20th Century Fox, opening weekend is supposed to make $35 to $50 million, which is pretty good for this franchise that has not been doing too great recently. So yeah. Next up, we're gonna go over to movie and show reviews and what I have been watching. Here, let me get on my letterbox and we can go through what I have watched. Okay, so I have watched, on Monday, I watched Turtles All the Way Down and Am I Okay? And these movies are both pretty good and actually kind of pretty similar about people trying to find what their purpose is. Yeah, I will give them both 3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, they're both pretty good movies. Next up, Godzilla King of the Monsters, I watched on Tuesday, or should I say, I finished it. And this movie is probably the worst of the Monsterverse, with Godzilla being in probably only 3 or 4 scenes in the whole movie, and the movie is called Godzilla. So yeah, a little bit disappointed with this one, rated 2.5 out of 5 stars. Next up, on Thursday, I watched Godzilla vs. Kong. This movie is a slight step up from Godzilla King of the Monsters, because we get to see a lot more monster action. Kong is definitely a bigger character in this one, but still a pretty good movie. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Then the next day, Friday, I watched Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Yeah, This movie is pretty good. I've been watching all the MonsterVerse movies lately. I'd rate it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Godzilla or Kong is definitely the main character of this one. Final battle is pretty cool. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then on Saturday, I watched Twisters. This movie came out this past weekend. Shattered box office expectations, but also shattered my expectations. I thought it was just going to be another generic natural disaster movie, but it was actually quite good and quite interesting. So yeah, I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, and yeah, pretty good movie all around. Next up, we have Logan. I finally finished watching Logan. This movie is a perfect movie. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Hugh Jackman Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is a perfect casting. I think everybody knows that after seeing Logan and all these other movies. I'm very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. And yeah, Logan is a 5 out of 5 star movie, or 10 out of 10. And then yesterday, Sunday, I watched a movie called Selma about a grandma who gets scammed and then tries to get her money back. This is a very funny movie, and I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, I would rate it 4 out of 5 stars. Very good, very hilarious, and very heartfelt and emotional at the same time. I also finished The Boys. Last episode came out, and gosh, I am really excited for the upcoming season 5 and Gen V season 2. This season is definitely a little bit of a step down from the other ones, but I would still rate it an 8 out of 10. All the seasons have been very good. I also finished The Acolyte, which is probably a 4 or 5 out of 10. It's not great. I'm not going to do a full review because I'm sure you've heard everyone dogging on this movie. Darth Plagueis cameo was pretty cool, but other than that, it was pretty bland and generic. But episode 5 was very good, so I would probably have to rate it a 4 or a 5 out of 10. That's all that I've been watching recently. What's coming out this week? Deadpool and Wolverine is actually the main movie coming out this week, and I'll be watching it on Thursday, posting a full review hopefully Thursday night. Very excited for this movie, and I think that's basically it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.